Don't know. Sounds like someone knocking on a door that's not ours. All right. Are we back? We back, everybody? Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to restart the stream in order to make sure I could do the recording properly. Because if I can't split the audio now, like if the game gets loud, I want to be able to fucking shut it the hell up. You know? So, with this being said, all right, we'll get this started after the ads, but do I have anything else I can throw up here? No. Okay. Reset hasn't happened, so okay. I'm just kind of juggling things a little bit, trying to figure out what I can do right now for the day. That way I can kind of like direct myself somewhere. So we can get this started after the ads.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Thanks, Cynical. Thanks, Cynical. Just had to autoplay while we talk about this. So, yeah. Yes, as you can see, I have basically have if you guys are curious though about my Honkai stuff, about what gacha games I'm playing, we can also talk about that. Because I have a collection of gachas I do play. Right? Some of them I play very passively now, some of them I don't play. I've quit. Some of them I just need to I just kind of bleh about, you know? So, but I typically play very free to play on most of my games. So. Hi, Minecrafts. So, anyways, Brain. Now that we're through ads, right? I'm gonna hit record, you know, and I'm gonna start ranting. If you guys have questions, go ahead, ask them. I'll answer them, you know, because, well, I'm gonna be able to edit all the audio. So. I'm also going to be reading a little bit of what I've originally written down because I took notes. I took fucking notes. Right? So, to understand this, we really need to just start at the beginning. Right? Oh, 9. I'm badly explaining the Nasuvers like I've been promising for a while. And I'm gonna start doing recording like this so that way I can edit the audio, I can talk about it, I can connect the ramblings a little bit more clearly between everything, rather than trying to heavily script it out ahead of time, and it's just killing my motivation to talk about it. So that's why we're doing it this way. So in the beginning, I'm sorry, in the beginning, memes aside, we have a we kind of have a we have to start with kind of talking about the creators. Kunihiro Nasu, or Kinoko Nasu, as sometimes he's called. And Takeuchi, kind of the main artist of the Nasuverse, right? These guys kind of got together in like 1998 first, right? They started as a doujin group named Type Moon. They first meet Tsukihime, and then it's eventually its sequel Kagetsu Toya, and then Fate Stay Night happened after that, and then that's kind of where we all started there. But like, again, this was 98. This is like beginning of the internet. This is like where everything kind of started, right? And a lot of people don't seem to realize that the reason why Fate and like that art style is so inherently like early anime related and early like internet culture related is just because of literally coming out in that time, right? But we gotta actually kind of take a step further back on top of that, because Takeuchi started off as a mangaka in 1996, right? He was I'm going to be pulling up Currency Wars to play while we do this, because I like Currency Wars. He started with a little manga known as F, right? It's literally just the letter F. But then he showed up in Monthly Gungan Wing, which was kind of like a precursor to Shonen Jump, right? It was kind of like all of that. So I understand that. But the reason why Takeuchi is kind of like important is not just because he does Fate art, he worked as a mangaka, whatever. He was involved in Compile, aka Compile Heart as we know it, which led to the Neptunia series. They were involved with aiding, including like the art style for Bloody Roar. Yes, and I did 120 my Morgan today. Now I got to do it for Summer Morgan, but that's a whole nother discussion. I also had some leftover paid courts for doing my summon, my big GSSRs, and I ended up getting another H to the Rain Witch, so I'm at MP2 Summer Morgan, and I have I also ended up getting Durga from the Saint Courts, from the big pick your class one. So I got some good servants from that today. Ooh, okay. debuff emblem, or I could do a damage over time. No, I'm gonna flip this. See, getting her. What does IPC do again? Only increases off-field strength of those two members. I'll take privilege class. All right. So understand, like, so Takeuchi became kind of like a weird combination of like artist face of the internet in that era, which is one of the reasons why like Saber and that style of art kind of became so prevalent at that time, because he was just there at the beginning of internet. Hi, Jane. As a result, so between Takeuchi and Nasu, right, we ended up getting the Nasuvers as a whole, right? And just because I know someone here earlier kind of made me giggle about it, it's just like, but Persephone, I thought this was supposed to be a badly explained, not a biography about the artist. No, stop it. I want to at least give respect for them because, hey, these guys kind of made two incredibly massive franchises that people really love. So I'm not. It would be disingenuous to talk about it without. It'd be very disingenuous to talk about like the Nasuvers without talking about them and what they did, right? Because it's just like they foundationally affected anime and internet and combat and fantasy writing and modern fantasy writing and like the idea of hiding magic in plain sight. Like they drastically affected the entire landscape of what anime is. Like you can't actually tell me that some of the power systems and the way things are drawn can't be traced back to Fate in some way, shape, or form. Like, that's just a simple fact. So, understanding this now that we have, like, just those two out of the way, we gotta start at the actual, like, beginning of this nightmare. Being the timeline. The worst part of this entire conversation is just the timeline. And if you want to know why I keep calling it the worst part of this is let me get my reference for this so you can understand just one of the problems for this. Please open up. I would like to show the community my headaches. You don't want to show me? Okay, let me force it in. Hold on. All right. Thank you for making it that absurdly sized. Thank you to Draconics814 on Reddit because this is where I got this original image from. Who took the time to really start sorting this out. Do you see this nonsense? Like, actually, do you see the nonsense going on here? This is just the fate side of things. This is just the fate side of things. This is why I'm like, oh my god. This is why it's taken so long. This is not talking about concepts. This is not talking about bullshit that happens behind the scenes. This is not explaining some of the high level like species. No, this is just the timeline. And it's not even the full thing. It's not even the full timeline. That's the worst part. It's not even the full timeline. Because it's missing one really big piece of information. Everything that happens before the beginning of the first piece of media. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna choose my thing on currency wars real quick so we can continue playing the game where I go into this nightmare. I got Parappa the Rappa. Got it. Okay. And I guess I'm making a break team then. So that means I'm doing break plus skill points and elation. I'm basically making a team for means Natasha is no longer valuable. To this team at least. We'll grab Dahlia, grab a little bit of EXP. Sell the other just for the bonus for the interest. And we'll set that up. Anyways, we'll bring back up the Nasuvers chart. So understand that, like I said, this is just so much bullshit that I want to go through the timelines and explain a couple concepts first, because to start this nightmare off, because holy shit, it's a lot. Okay. First off, there are something called branches, divergences, splits, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to call them divergences. Okay? Because there are a lot of what ifs that happen in some media that are not complete. And there are what ifs that lead to entire sub timelines, as you've seen from the chart right here. It's a lot of bullshit. Right? Nextly, there are 3 high concepts in this entire fucking thing called Gaia, Alaya, and the Root, who I'm going to call Gary, Anna, and Rachel. Right? Gary and Anna are the bestest of friends who protect the world, but sometimes like to argue like political parties. Except they're only using people to kill each other instead of talking points. Gary thinks we should protect the entire planet, and only natural things should happen and be dominant. You know, like vampires. and dinosaurs. Meanwhile, Anna says we should become the masters of our environment and scour the planet like a late-stage capitalist hellscape looks akin to Star Wars. Because humans must progress at all costs, right? Right? Meanwhile, Rachel says, fuck it, you guys argue. I'm gonna go retreat in my room and let people come to me if they're actually interested in talking to me, and then I'll give them cool gifts because they said hi. You know. Like a weird reclusive goddess. You know? She doesn't care. She doesn't care. But she cares. About her favorites. But she doesn't care. How it works. Let me get close. Let me get close to the screen with you. Let me get nice and comfortable, right? Right? Nice and cozy with me, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. I want you to look at my face. Nice and close. Okay? Okay? Close? Can you see my freckles? Am I close enough? Do you understand what's going on? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm nice and close, right? Magic doesn't exist. That's right. Magic doesn't exist in the Nasuvers. But magic doesn't exist. And you know why magic doesn't exist? Because magic isn't magic. Magic isn't fucking magic. Magic, the actual fucking magics, the actual, like, the great magics, as you want to call it, right, are only special powers given by fucking Rachel whenever someone finally pierces all of her goddamn doom piles and depression and isolationism. Say, hi, how you doing? What's going on? Everything else is not magic. You see somebody throwing fucking gems that explode at each other? Not magic, it's a fucking magecraft. Oh, Gilgamesh is summoning pillars of light that home in on people like they're fucking missile. Nope, that's not magic, that's a mystic, because he's from before the time of gods ending in mystery. No. Not magic. Super magical looking, but not magic. No. Oh, it's a great artifact that rips open tears in the multiverse and kills hundreds of universes at once to purify a poor girl's soul using a non-contact way of prisms of light. No, not magic. No. Not magic at all. Can't be magic. It has to be explainable, not magic. They're called mages, but they're not they don't use magic. They're called mages that don't use magic. Explain it to me. Wait, no, that's my job. Fuck. Anyways. Those are the three biggest parts of the nightmare. Before we even get into the timeline, those are the three biggest parts of the nightmare. Divergences, the three fuckheads behind the scenes of everything, and magic's not magic. Alright. So, going through all the divergences proper, we literally start at 4.6 billion BC. Yeah, that's where the timeline starts. That is where officially the timeline starts. And it starts immediately splitting into two fucking fate. And this, okay, now understand, the Nasuvers has what is called the main contingent point, but this contingent point, we start off at 4.6 billion BC, only matters if it becomes a fate universe, because the universe is divided into a Tsukihime and fate. right? Okay. But this one only depends if it's a Fate universe. We get this a concept called the moon cell. If we have a moon cell, it's an extra timeline. If it's not a moon cell, it could be any other Fate timeline. Just to start us off with that nonsense of we already have a split. Oh, and minor asterisks for all of my FGO friends. We are not covering lost belts because lost belts are technically prime timelines. Prime timelines that were intentionally manipulated and not as a result of actual actions, but based on people within them. But besides the moon cell, here's where we start happening to have things that happen in all the universes within the Nasuvers, which is what the thing that happened with all of the universes at the same time was when God said, "I'm going to kill all of the birds with one stone," hit the earth with a great meteor, which carried Nasu's form of Deoxys, except it's a grass and fairy type that spreads by infecting every single living being on the earth to help reconstruct it. Uh-huh. If that sounds bullshit, it is. It is. Nasu's Deoxys is a mushroom that infected everything to reconstruct life. As a result, meteor comes down, hits everything, and because Mega Rayquaza doesn't exist in this universe, this finds humans and starts super boosting a few of them with mushrooming bits, turn them into priest kings and effectively gods, like Talak, Quetzalcoatl, and Tezcatlipoca, the Aztec gods in this case, right? Because that's where it was nearest to the impact, right? Meanwhile, as we go past this time point, up to about, 13,000 BC, somewhere out in space, the machine gods, which are, basically alien machines that are gods, start making their way to Earth to try to find a place to land and colonize, like they're the space British. And they can't decide which third world country they wish to invade and assimilate. This literal fleet of machine spaceship god things are the fucking Olympians. At the same time, Gary's involved making fucking fairies. And during this time he's making fucking fairies, he makes a special pocket dimension, literally labeled the reverse side of the world, for them to hide in when they are feeling overstimulated. Right? But all they have to do in order to be able to go back and forth between them is listen to Daddy Gary be erased, like the dragons were. Yes, there are no dragons anymore in all of Fate. There are no more dragons in Tsukihime. If they look like a dragon, they sound like a dragon, they're still not a dragon. Just like there's no magic. Right? Right? Well, about 12,000 BC, the space monster cult. Now, on top of all of this, right? So you have machine gods coming in, you have you have Nasu Deoxys infecting people and turning them into, like, mushroom gods. You have fairies and an invisible version of the world inside the world's shadow being made. Slifer the Sky Titan starts coming down, trying to extinctify the planet from a distant star. And in order to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking wharf the hell out of people. I'm gonna wharf the machine gods, rip them out of their machine shells, and cast them down to Earth as mortals. All to say, like, you have nothing to protect you. Nothing you can do matters against me. Like, right? And takes it apart like an ADHD kid seeing the most complicated toy and saying, ooh, I want to know how it works. And rips it apart and doesn't know how to put it back together. Right? about 50% of the world death toll happen, Gary and Anna finally go, nah, our chosen would win, and sends 6 fairies to make a super sword that nobody can beat except the hyper chosen one across all of time and space, and sends them into the past to obliterate Slifer the Sky Titan. Like, you could mix the audio and the visual of Saber going Excalibur with Exodia Obliterate, and that's effectively what happened to Slifer the Sky Titan. That's it. And then, because Nasu loves tying in all of the fucking mythology he can, Slifer the Sky Titan here isn't just a corpse on the earth. No, it is the basis of all of fucking Norse mythology in this world. Slifer the Sky Titan is effectively Ymir of Norse mythology. Meaning Valkyries, Gigas, the Norse gods come from Slifer the Sky Titan's body, because fuck you, that's why. Meanwhile, the Greek gods survive their fucking crash landing to the earth by Slifer the Sky Titan, and it ends up becoming who we actually recognize as the Greek gods, like fucking Zeus, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, Hephaestus, all of them, because of this, right? We're still 8,000 years out from before AD. We're still 8,000 years out. So, the world starts healing. The world starts healing. We start having everything starting to happen. We start having all of these mythological things starting to happen. All of the stories, all of the creatures, all of this starts happening, right? At this point, before recorded history, before human recorded history, we now have another fate-based divergence called the Mirror World. The Mirror World appears in a timeline I will not be digging deeply into, because I'm not into that lolly shit. The reason I say, because I'm not into that lolly shit, is purely because that timeline has two seasons of anime that are basically lolly shit before it was illegalized in Japan, and then a third season that has actually really good story that only makes sense if you watch the first 2 seasons. But I'm not willing to watch those first 2 seasons because of the lolly shit. Welcome to my hell. Right? But basically, it is a story, it is a beginning of a world that is effectively happens that in this version of a timeline, anything that happens in one side of this world has something that's equal and opposite that happens into the other side of the world. Which means trauma that happens in one world is good things that happen in the other. Okay, so we have multiple layers of like plot lines that are happening at the same time already. And I'm not even a third of the way into the fucking summary of the timeline. From this point on, we are now in recorded history. The recording of the record of Gilgamesh, Arash, Nitocris, like all of the history, like mythology that we have recorded, we're now here, right? And then we have the introduction of Van Fem. So, would you like to know how vampires are created in the Nasuvers? They're not called vampire. They're not called that. No. No. They're called dead apostles. So, I'll go through all of this, but basically, dead apostles are vampires, and a guy named the Crimson Fucker, that's not out of the card, came from the moon, made a deal with Gary to stay on the world and be treated as a natural entity, and ends up becoming a true ancestor, right? Basically, a proper vampire, or like a born vampire, whatever you want to call it. It's just like you never had a human origin, right? But their job is supposed to act as like the white blood cells of the Earth's biological system. Anna hates them. And true ancestors end up making dead apostles, the real fucking vampires. Thank you, Andre Pro, for following. You're catching us in the middle of explaining the Nasuvers' bad timeline up to this point. I'm fine, Bobo. I'm just gladly explaining the nightmare that I've been learning and researching this entire time for like the better part of a year and a half, and finally getting to let it out on stream with you all. Like, I'm finally being able to tell you about how much bullshit is in this universe. We are right now in the timeline, still before any of the major Fate projects. We are still before the major split between Tsukihime and Fate. And I've been explaining, we're still before, like, we just got to human history. We just got to human history. We're past Life of the Sky Titan. We're past the machine gods coming to Earth. We're past the meteor coming and making mushroom people gods. I'm now explaining how Van Femme became a vampire and is technically becomes a member of the world, effectively. And I'm doing it very summarily, right? Because I love this franchise. I hate its timeline so much. Are we past the Gilgil machine? Excuse me? The what? No. No, I double checked it. We're not even touching Carnival Phantasm yet. We're not even there yet. We're not even there yet, Bobo. We're not even to Carnival Phantasm yet. Okay. So now, Van Femme becomes a vampire, and history as we know it continues up until 100 BC. Right? What's up? I'm badly explaining it because I'm not going into the weird technical hyper web conspiracy theory red line of it all. If I would be here for days if I was going through the red line explanation of the entire Nasuvers. No. I've done the... I don't think I could sit here and have my mind intact if that was the case. All right. So we get to 100 BC. And in timeline order, this is the first of the great magics we discover. And it's called the third magic. Why? Why? We then end up having more characters show up. We have a character who's born, who's the wielder of the first magic after the discovery of the third magic. And then we finally have, right at 1 BC, right before it switches into what we recognize as the modern era, the last 2,000 years of history we've had, the Clock Tower, the Atlas Academy, and the Wandering Sea is all fused together into a thing called the Mages Association. And at that point, we have so many of all the pieces in place at this point. All right? Because didn't we talk about how random fucking guy in the middle of fuck all nowhere, and by the way, this is the Nasuvers explanation of this, is how on a day, the wielder of the third magic somehow was killed on the day of an eclipse, which caused the stopping of mystery in the beginning of Ether. But it's not correlated to any form of divinity or any form. It's Jesus Christ. I'm not even joking. It's literally Jesus Christ died in canon and caused mystery to end and Ether to begin. He killed Jesus in storyline, but didn't want to name drop him because he's a fucking coward. Anyways. So, continuing on from here. God, I failed the boss. I wasn't even paying attention because of this. But it's fine. I survived. It's whatever. So. Now, this is the point where the timeline's actually split between Tsukihime and Fate. Okay? Okay. At this point, I have already been rambling for 40 minutes. Hi, Ryu. How's it going? I've been rambling for 40 minutes about this. We're not even into any of the thing detailed yet, because this is how dense all of this information is. Like, unironically, the rabbit hole continues further than this, and I'm mentally preparing myself to talk about it further, because it's now, I can go through the Fate side of it today. I have to do more research to finish the Tsukihime side of it, but we're gonna put that on Dan Hung, right? Because like I said, I'm kind of doing this as we play, just so that way I can have something to do while I'm talking about this. So sorry. Okay. So moving forward, there is a major fight that happens between the Crimson Fucker, the vampire from the moon. I think his name is actually like Brunisted or something like some shit like that. And my most hated character in all of the Fate universe, in all of the Tsukihime universe, motherfucking Zelrech. I hate him. I hate him so much. Because of him, we have all these timelines. Right? Because everything else that I've talked to up to this point is almost fucking meaningless because of Zelrech. In 300 AD, Crimson Fucker comes to fight in a place that sounds like it belongs in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it splits between Tsukihime and Fate. In the Tsukihime universe, and I'm only covering it right now just to kind of explain what happened. The Crimson Fucker successfully bites Zelrech and turns him into a dead plus. Not Alucard. Literally, his subtitle is Crimson Fucker _ not Alucard. Not really, but it's my badly explained version of it, hon. Anyways, as a result, this leaves Crimson Fucker alive and allows for the formation of what's called the Dead Apostle Ancestors and the foundation of the Tsukihime story. It's okay. Now, leading into Fate, though, it's like, oh yeah, you know, Zelrech completely decimates Crimson Moon. Yes, his name is officially Crimson Moon. By using the all-powerful kaleidoscope, the fucking second magic. Again, first one we're introduced to, third magic. Second one we're introduced to, first magic. Third one we're introduced to, the second. Why? Ugh. You have no idea how infuriating that is to me. Because of the power of the kaleidoscope, lets him literally become immortal and cross dimensions and ignore the rules of space-time and the continuum. He can just now show up wherever the fuck he wants and manipulate time and space. He can even manipulate Fate. Anyways. As a result, he becomes basically a character in the background that you have to wonder if he's involved in every single little storyline and branching pathway. As a result, because he can. Right? Remember, this is his fault. This is his fault. So then we get to about 500 AD, or 500 to 900 AD. Holy Church and the Managed Associations kind of become opposed. We start then having the Legend of the Round Table. We start having the Clock Tower be officially established.
I'm coming over here to see what you're losing your goddamn mind over.
I have notes.
Because I hear you yelling and then taking
If the first great magic that's introduced to you, honey, what would you call it?
What do you mean?
In a story, the first great magic introduced to you ever for the purposes of the history of the story, what would you call it?
Witchcraft.
No, the first great magic should be called the first magic, right?
Theoretically.
It's called the third magic. Do you understand why I'm angry?
So what's the first and second?
The second one you're introduced to is the first magic, and the third one you're introduced to is the third... Ah! Okay. I'm sorry, I'm explaining it for Lorelai's sake, because Lorelai came over to find out. This is going to be clippable nonsense later, isn't it? So, as a result, we get to the clock tower, all of that, have the White Dragon myth happen, we have the Holy Church, we have all of this, we have the Round Table happen, Artoria happens, right, Artoria, because conveniently she's on the screen, she's her own mess of knowledge, I'm not touching her right now. Around 980, by the way, this is where we finally prove the third magic. Not just that it was recorded, but proven now. By a family that exists in every version of the world in the iceberg, in the Nasuvers, called the Icebirds. They do the same thing in every world. But they don't have the same level of reach in every world. Okay. So, Clock Tower becomes the center of Magecraft in 1200, begins to actively start enforcing the concept of the masquerade, if you've ever played World of Darkness. If you've ever seen like Unlimited Blade Works of Bridge, it's the we don't show this to civilians, we gotta kill the civilians or erase their memory stuff, right? And then, from that point, this. We're finally to this. We're finally here. We're finally to this point. Do you understand why it's taken me so long to research this damn stuff? Okay, so now let's take some time and let's zoom in on this, right? Because like I said, I'm gonna be playing Honkai in the background. We're gonna actually zoom in on this now, and I'm gonna actually open it up in a Google window so I can control how big it actually is and help zoom around it to help you guys understand why I'm so mad about this. Because it is its own brand of bullshit. Just crop it up a little bit so we can get it nice and focused. So, we've now finished up our timeline up to this point. We are now... Tsukihime's here. Comes over here. And you notice, if I actually control how much zoom is happening, that right around here, right here in the middle, do you see that? That little line right here in the middle? If you can't, let me zoom in a little bit closer. See where it says Carnival Phantasm? I remember I said I was going to get to it. That is the one piece of media that is in between Tsukihime and Fate that literally determines whether or not the universe actually works the way it's supposed to. Fun, huh? But understandably, you can see on this list, right? If I just now I bring it out a little bit, we don't really have a lot in the Tsukihime timeline, right? We have Matsuka no Yoru, or Witch in the Holy Night, right? Takes place in the 1980s, right? We have what we recognize as Tsukihime, you know, all that. Couple different endings that happen as a result of it. And then we end up having Kagetsu Toya and Melty Blood. By the way, Melty Blood is its own timeline of games. It's a fun thing. You should go try them out. They're pretty good fighters. A version of it where Suki no Sango happens, where the events of Tsukihime, the actual like main story of Tsukihime here, that happens after Witch in the Holy Night, doesn't happen. And a version of some sort of route that we don't have information about that leads to a story called Notes. Yeah. Like, we have so just for context now, just as a gentle reminder, this is how small Tsukihime is in the grand scheme of all this. Everything else is fate. Everything else is fate. So, it's been about an hour. I'm gonna run some ads. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and refill my drink. And we'll continue with this. So, we'll be right back, everybody.
Welcome. welcome.
Okay, I've topped off my drink. I'm doing a lot better. I'm a little more collected. Are we ready to continue with this nonsense and get the next part of the timeline done? Hi, Tiger. Yes, I have Honkai in the background, but we're doing all this at the same time. So, as you can see here, and I'm just gonna zoom. Nope, not like that. As you can see here, we now have the problem of we have multiple timelines starting at the same time as all of this. Okay? This is yeah, you're just a little late, Tiger, but you know what? It's fine. We'll get through this, right? So, here's the problem. Now, we have 3 timelines starting, and you see the tangle that is becoming. Well, this tangle is going to be approached last because the other ones are a little bit easier to explain. Fake prototype, the original concept. Yeah, Fate prototype was supposed to be the original concept for the Fate universe. Yeah. I'm gonna break it down in just a second, but I need to let you just sit there and think. We were supposed to have a female protagonist with a male saber, King Arthur, and a female Merlin. That's what we were supposed to have. That was Fragments of Sky Silver, and then Fate Prototype. Right? That was what we were supposed to have. And this would have been considered non-canon. I died. Hold on. I died. I failed in the background. Shit. Oh well. It's just currency wars. It's fine. I'm not fully maxed out on it yet. It's whatever. It's getting hard. Like I said, it's a whatever. You know?
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Thanks, Tiger. We'll start another one up in the background. Because for context, I'm also like at near the max rank. Like, I'm near max rank on it. I've been having that much fun with Currency Wars. I'm in the hardest stuff. Oh yeah, no, Tiger, I understand completely. I play pretty much FGO like in the background now. I don't play it like focused anymore. So but you oh, these are dirty enhancements. Okay. Oh, I have no idea. I don't know anything about this character other than that it's a boss. Same thing with these two. Other than, I guess, I think that's like Castor's dragon or something like that. I don't know. I've just barely finished like the main story of Space China. So I don't actually know most of what the fuck's going on. I'll start with a random 4-cost character, as long as it's not a bad one. Ooh. Ooh. I effectively have a dedicated healer. Getting out of my Gacha game I play on consoles, Genshin Impact, afraid I'm far behind. I'm far behind on this too. Right? We'll put Zhao Q. Oh, you're a healer? Let me put you in the front line then. Anybody in the shop worth of interest? Yao Guang. Actually, that actually makes him less valuable, because like elation's really good. Anyways, getting back to our Nasuvers. So, didn't Fate Labyrinth happen where basically we have a character dream of the prototype group to make it semi-canon? That's it. That's the entire justification for how it's still canon. Yep. Oh, by the way. Oh, fucking wrong button! Stop. I'm gonna have to change that button. I'm gonna have to change the button. Anyways. I gotta change that button. Remind me. Change the button. Anyways. So I'm going to sidestep over to my favorite timeline before I approach the main timeline. Sorry, we'll play Rich Bitch. I'm sorry, I didn't close down the screen to show you guys in front, but it's I want to play a skill point build. And put on Quantum Resonance. Asheville is also really good, so we'll put them on. Anyways, so we're gonna move on to the extra timeline, because this one's a lot easier to explain, right? Moon Cell. If the Moon Cell exists in the world, it's an extra timeline. If it doesn't exist in the world, it's not an extra timeline. That's boils down to the simplicity of it, right? There is some things about the universe that aren't really super explained yet, but all we know is a certain major incident happened, right? And basically mana starts disappearing from the world. So mages stop existing. Magic stops existing. Fate stops being fate. but it's still Fate. Anyways. Right. As a result, ends up being your main character ends up being put into a coffin because you have a disease that can't be treated because the doctor who's going to treat you dies in a bioterrorism attack. But his soul gets sent up to the moon cell to then tame Buddha and then summon your soul into the moon cell to fight. But it also then has... Okay, this one's actually, I have to get a little more detail. I gotta get a little more detailed because I wanted... Okay, hold on. Extra gets split into 2 different major timelines after that, right? The extra timeline happens with CCC happening during a weird point in the storyline, and the anime Lost Encore is stupid and it hurts things, right? It hurts the lore. It hurts the lore so bad. But it basically takes the particular timeline that you choose a female main character, choosing Saber, who is Nero in this case, and then you lose in the final boss. And then you repeat this cycle of picking Saber, dying for 1,000 years until you reincarnate as a man with extra superpowers to then manifest as the hatred of everybody who's died in the moon cell to then take over the moon cell to destroy it and ruin the plot? What? Yeah, no, I don't get it. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's Lost Encore for you. Meanwhile, Fate Extra happens, Fate CCC happens, you go on your merry way. Have fun. Do not look into CCC unless you are ready for a very particular type of encounter that I am not legally allowed to talk about on Twitch. Please be careful researching. Extella, however, and by extension Foxtail is basically just a version of Fate Extra CCC, except instead of you having chosen Nero, you chose Tamamo. It's interesting. It's fun. It's cute. A lot tamer, and it's a manga. It's not a game. Fate Extella and Fate Extella Link are basically just, what if we time traveled in the moon cell to fight Slifer the Sky Titan in a warrior style game? How about that, huh? That sound interesting to you? Yeah, because there's all these versions of the timeline that you have to wibbly wobbly your way through to get to the true story in Extella and then Extella Link. Yeah. Uh-huh. That sound interesting to you? I'm sorry. I love Extella and Extella Link's gameplay. The story in it is so weird, even for Fate. Like, the basis of it is like, you, the master, have been split into 3 fragments, body, mind, and soul. And now you must fight each other to get your body back together across the timelines that are happening. Like, what? How are you fragmented together? You were fragmented twice? Right? You were fragmented in body, mind, and soul, but also across timelines, so that the only way the true timeline exists is so you could be re-put back together across time and space to remove yourself from time and space as a character. What? Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just I'm laughing because it's you know what just show you. Saber, help me. Saber, help me explain this. Oh wait, that's right, because we're going to we're going to stay night now. uh, all right. So now, since we're moving to stay there, I'm gonna preface this with, I know this is called the stay night timeline, but you can see it spider webs out over near me, right? So we've just covered Tsukihime. We've just covered the extra and the prototype timelines. This is where all of Fate happens. This is pretty much all of Fate here. So, to get us started, okay, we've just finished up with Zelrich. We've just had the clock tower happen. We're having the Stay Night timeline start, right? This starts with Garden of Avalon. Garden of Avalon is kind of like a side story that was happening. It's supposed to take place kind of early on as like the actual story of Arthurian legend, right? And then technically the first Holy Grail War happens in the 1800s, right? And Holy Grail Wars are kind of like the big thing that everybody recognizes from Fate. 7 servants summoned to take the Holy Grail, all for the chance of granting their wish from their life and with their masters. Okay, understand that. That's the basis of Holy Grail War. Third magic was then lost. How do you lose magic? Did you like put it on a shelf in ADHD object permanence it? How did you lose it? Your family studies and owns it, basically. Why? But so the third magic is officially called the Cup of Heaven by their family, implied to basically just, right? Anyways, during this time, the trio families decide that the Church and the Mages Association are fighting like slighted lovers. They sneak away to the Far East, Japan, to create the Magecraft system that we recognize as the Holy Grail War, using alchemy, haunted as fuck ley lines, and a super necromancy to summon dead people from years and years and years ago. This is supposed to happen every 50 years. Remember that number. 50 is important. As a result, and the leader of Justice Liesrich von Einsburn, I am going to put respect on her fucking name because goddamn. She sacrifices herself to become what we recognize as the Greater Holy Grail. Or the Greater Grail, as some people abridge it to. Which was created from her body while Zelrich watched. He was in the room. After that point, the trio families then start to become masters, getting making the command seals, summoning servants, and then we find out what happened. The First Holy Grail War was like a minor quarrel, and it was ended before completion because the mages that came here were only there for the ritual to make their own grail and not actually to participate, so it fucked up. Well, then the second Holy Grail in the 1860s that was a bloodbath with no actual rules and no victor. And then the church gets brought in to be Arbitrators? Okay. So then we get the third Holy Grail War that happens in 1939, and oh right, did you know in 1939 Japan joined the Germany and the Nazis? Yeah, we have a split in the timeline right now. So during this Holy Grail War, which is known as the Third Holy Grail War, we have the main split and the reason why the Fate Stay Night games fuck up so badly. Because during this Holy Grail War, the Imperial Japanese Army and the Nazis, yes, the Nazis, tried to claim hold of the Grail as mages, and while all this is going on, the Iceburns are getting big mad. Especially on the fact that they're losing out on claiming the third magic so much, that they then say, screw the rules, we're the magic makers. And then summon the Angry Mango. Or as some people would recognize him as his official name, Angra Mainyu. As a forbidden class, a class that should not exist at that point, up until that point, known as Avenger. He was weak as fuck, absorbed by the Grail, and it permanently fucked the Grail up. And if you guys don't know the story of Angra Mainyu, mythologically, it is the story of a village who basically attributed all of the world's evil, greed, hate, corruption, murder, whatever you want to attribute as evil, to a singular person, and then said, you deserve all the abuse in the world because you are the representation of that person, even though that person was completely innocent. And it broke them to the point that they became truly evil, because their concept of what moral evil and moral good was so inverted because of it. Yeah. This now new form of the Lesser Grail was then destroyed in the conflict, rewrote the ritual, and completely allowed certain shit to happen that should not have been able to happen at that point. Because remember, the Grail was only supposed to summon heroes. Good guys! As a result of Angra Mainyu, we now have the reason why they can summon villains, monsters, anti-heroes, storybooks, and other non-historical entities like characters from actual stories and mythology that never actually truly existed. Thanks, Angra Mainyu. So, at this point in the divergence, we have two additional versions of the Third Holy Grail War that actually ends up happening. Right? That was the canonical main Stay Night timeline version of it. The version that actually got its own anime is known, one of them that got their own anime is called Apocrypha. The Apocrypha Grail War is where Germany successfully takes the Holy Grail War ritual back to Germany, back to Europe, but changes the rules to be a way that people on both sides of the war could technically engage. This is when we have 16 servants summoned, 7 in red, 7 in black, with each having a side having a ruler, basically a judge keeper, because the church really couldn't participate at that time. Right? Ruler was summoned by the Iceburns and didn't fuck up the Grail in this timeline. I did say 2 rulers, Bubba. I did say 2 rulers. Right? But we haven't seen really the results of everything after Apocrypha since. And just to show you where that roughly is placed on the timeline, you come on down here, and it should be, yep, right up here. Takes place in Trifas, Romania, right? That is this branch here. Okay? The other one that happens is known as Koha Ace, as the comedic version, or Red Line. if you know, but okay, and I'm gonna say this is a big but. Any of my FGO players would also recognize this event as the Imperial Capital Holy Grail Strange Story. Right here, in the middle. Also known as Gouda Gouda 3. Okay, so breaking this down a little bit. It is a version of the Holy Grail War that takes place during World War II in the Imperial capital of Japan, right? And instead of it summoning like what we expected, we end up having these stories of, we have Okita Soji as Saber, Oda Nobunaga's Archer, and Morinaga Yoshi as Berserker. It is I almost said China because Imperial capital doesn't usually get involved with Japan as a phrase for me, right? So, at that point in time, right, I want to make this clear. This is a version of a story that we have as a manga that is ongoing and is, holy crap, so cool. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab a 8 red line. Let me see if I can grab one of the panel, like one of the manga covers from it. It's also where we get Sakamoto Ryoma and all of them from, right? I'm only pulling up Redline because I love the art of Redline being so uniquely different, but some...
Cup.
This one?
Crim's probably gonna buy a Mecha Chameleon also.
Okay.
By the way, we should do a Mecha Chameleon community game.
I don't know how many people we can put into it. We can look into it. But Fate Redline for you.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Like the... Thank you for the Hydrate Tiger. Yeah, Redline, really beautiful art. I love its art. Like, Okita Soji on the manga cover is so good. Like, all of them look absolutely fantastic. And this is not even counting the fact of, like, how absolutely grim it is. Right, compared to everything else. But... as a result, Redline is really good. Go fucking read it. We don't have anything more in its storyline to actually understand what's going on, so I can't really cover more. But it is its own self-contained story. Please read. So, moving down the timeline. Welcome to Fate Zero. And I know, it says Witch of the Holy Knights right here. It's a weird part of the problem of the timelines where technically the remake intersects with Fate, even though the original did not. I can't really explain that one because I haven't played it to tell you. But Fourth Holy Grail War, Fate Zero.
Wolfie.
Thank you, honey.
We have roughly about the same.
Okay. I appreciate it, love. Please watch Fate Zero. If you haven't watched it, well, I mean, the anime is old enough anyways, but I'm going to go through it the funny way. Daddy Kodamene sends his son Mapo Tofu, aka Kire,
I watched it, she made me.
to go fight for the Grail War and play Kingmaker to the Tosaka family. He lost his servant assassin during that and says, hey, I'm a sociopath, and killed Daddy Tosaka. And then took his servant Archer, Gilgamesh, the biggest bastard in all of Fate, and said, by the way, specifically Archer Gilgamesh, and then watched as the best polykill in the anime gets started with Irisville, the homunculus that has the lesser grail hidden in her body, Kiritsugu Emiya, Daddy Shiro's daddy, and Artoria Pendragon, aka Beamer, right? Meanwhile, we have a psycho killer match up with the caster with the tentacle cultist ideology, and the best duo Waver and Ryder going, I am Iskandar, King of Conquerors, become a thing, all while dancing around each other in a careful manner to follow the rules of a church that means fucking normies can't see what's going on. You know why I'm going into depth about this one? Is because we actually have a storyline for this one. We don't have so much information on the others. Meanwhile, Lancer is accidentally seducing his master's wife because he has a fucking curse on him that causes him to do this. Because fuck you, you're pretty and it's a curse. And Berserker getting big mad as usual, except this time it's Lancelot. And so if he grabs his cock, it becomes his noble phantasm. You know? You have to understand, it becomes metal as fuck. And Brittany's even bigger mad because Artoria's here. As a result, this causes all sorts of massive clashes that cause lots of death and destruction that totally didn't, and people who died and definitely did not deserve their fate. And so a few major themes in motion. Namely, one in this Holy Grail War, the fourth Holy Grail War, the Grail was fully corrupted by Angermanyu at this point, causing it to drive whoever would be the winner slightly insane by seeing the effects of their ultimate wish. This is where Kiritsugu has infinite division works happen and saying, oh, what's the greater good? What's the greater good? How many times can you say the greater good before you actually kill everything? Huh? Right? Which then causes him to go, hey, Saber, you're going to destroy the Holy Grail. Hey, Saber, you're going to destroy the Holy Grail. Hey, Saber, you want to destroy the Holy Grail. And she's like, no, don't make me do it. I don't want to go. And searing that trauma into her very soul. Right? Secondly, it then causes the Great Fire of Fuyuki, which killed 500 people, destroyed 134 buildings, and was the effect of the cursed mud that then allowed Kiritsugu, Kire, and Waver to basically survive, while also giving Gilgamesh a brand new body that's not tied to the Holy Grail. So he can torment us 10 years later. Yeah... And then we get in between Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. We have, just two fantastic franchises that do not get enough love because, for whatever reason, the timing of their releases just did not match up with anything. The Garden of Sinners and El Malloy II's Case Files. Garden of Sinners came out really, really early in anime's lifestyle, and as a result, we end up having this entire story that covers what we recognize now as foundationally the functions of the Fate universe. This is where we get the discussion of Gaia, Alaya, the root, mana, how people can have supernatural powers without being mages, how people can, have servants, and what are ghostliners, and why are servants ghostliners technically. Literally everything Garden of Sinners is basically, if you want to learn the functions of Fate, that's where you go watch. It tells you so much more than you will ever learn in most of the rest of the entire franchise. Yeah. It doesn't give you specifics, doesn't give you what does this character's power work this way? No, it just tells you enough to get you started. I'm not explaining Garden of Sinners today, I'm explaining the entire timeline. El Malloy's Case Files, though, is a little bit of a newer anime, comparatively, but has a hell of a lot more ability to tell you what the shit is going on. And actually get you invested and involved in the story to be hey, there's shit happening. And it helps that El Malloy's Case Files helps fill in the 10 years between Zero and Stay Night, which is a really important detail. I want to scream. This is the part that makes me want to scream. Now, here's the reason why it makes me scream. Because all of this spawns at the same fucking time. So we're going to go from least complex to most complex, right? Tiger Coliseum, down here at the bottom, right? Intersects with the lolly shit. There's a whole set of Holy Grails war down here. Don't worry about it. It's Caelid Liner related. I'm not going into Caelid Liner. Okay? Fate Unlimited Codes is a fighting game that tells kind of off the Fate Stay Night branch. And there's enough storylines and characters that you can win the game with that just go play it if you want to find them out. I'm not touching upon them, but they don't lead anywhere. There are 5 routes that lead off of the beginning point of Fate Stay Night. The short one is Archer's Route. You don't see Archer's Route as an anime at the moment because it's never been made, but basically understand it is the version of Archer's Route takes place into this concept of how time travel works in Fate. To try to change his own fate to stop him from becoming himself. Yes, Servant Archer. Like as in Archer. Archer. Emiya Archer. Yeah. It's considered the 5th route, but it's considered the original timeline before Fate happens, because it is the version of Shiro that survives the Holy Grail War that didn't know about saving Saber's heart, grows up to become a vigilante, betrays his own ideals to become a counter guardian, to then start going back in time to kill himself. That's the start of that. That's the start of the reason why Fate happens. Now, understand. I want to get nice and close again. This is how he starts. He keeps the memories from this point on through the other branches here, and even into FGO. He time travels that much at this point as the same entity, regardless whether he lives or dies in them. This is how Archer knows shit. Uh-huh. So now, here's where we're gonna get the problem. 2004 happens. This is not 50 years later. This is 10. This is why it's bad, because this part causes a lot of divergences outside of the Stay Night ones that I just covered here. We have the Ilya, Muse world, the Caelid Liner stuff that I'm not touching. Fate Requiem, which is where multiple Holy Grail wars also happen in the same world simultaneously, all at the same time, and every single person gets a servant in the world, like it's fucking Oprah going, you get a servant, and you get a servant, and you get a servant. And then proceeds to also have Grand Order only have the first Holy Grail War technically happen here and only ever once. So, as of this point, we now need to actually start talking about what Fate Stay Night actually entails at this point. Because if you don't, everything else falls apart. Okay. Starting this off, Fate Stay Night is split into 3 routes. Rin, the Stay Night route, which is focused on Saber as the main love interest. Rin, who is the Unlimited Blade Works route. I know, Bobo. But it's close enough at this fucking point in time that it causes so many issues. So, at this point, and then you have the Sakura route, which is Heaven's Feel. All of these have vastly different information there they tell for the same story, but also have vastly different events depending on who you are pursuing. These are the, in quotations, routes. I want to say routes because even when you are doing a playthrough of these routes, you can actually still have, because these are visual novels, you can have variances in them. Variances that include, does Ilya like you or not? Does Rin like you or not? Does Sakura like you or not? Even if you're not following their main storyline. But generally understand, the simple answer to most of this is, Stay Night says, I want to fuck Saber. Unlimited Blade Works says, I want to fuck Ren. And Heaven's says, I want to fix and then fuck Sakura as a puppet. I'm also going to say something a little controversial because it's a personal theory of mine because of how messed up this section of the story of the timeline is. Okay? Unlimited Blade Works is the canon route. You can fight me on it all you want. But it is the only route that logically makes sense to have the stories continue on. Right? It is the only one that has the results of the world happen for Hollow Ataraxia to continue on with, and subsequently Strange Fake. Right? And the reason why this matters is because, and this time, and this is one of the things I have issue with this displayed timeline here. They all put it along Hollow Ataraxia's line, right? The problem with Hollow Ataraxia is that it acts as an amalgamation of all 3 endings of these Stay Night storylines and mixes them in a way that does not lead to a canonical understanding of the world. Understand? So, Stay Night. You with Ashiro go around, help Saber, connect everything, have a happy ending. Saber gets her wish that she gets to, Saber doesn't get her wish, but she gets to stay. Shiro gets to go, I'm a hero. I'm happy with everything. And everybody gets to stay alive. And everybody that died from the events of the Holy Grail world gets to come back. And we're all happy. And everybody lives happily ever after. And you get the very cute stuff like Today's Menu Family. Archer is big mad. Because he didn't think of it. And he's stuck there. So he time travels again. Right? Unlimited Blade Works, as I said, is the canonical route. Rin actually teams up with with Shiro, actually gets close enough to understand what's going on. Archer, now with the knowledge of what happened in the Stay Night route with Saber, goes, "Oh God, we need to get out of here, Ren," and gets them, changes up how things interact, how certain battles happen, and ends up resulting in Shiro figuring out how to use Kancho and Bakuya, his fucking iconic swords, and the Unlimited Blade Works against Gilgamesh, setting him up to be Archer in the future, which is what Archer did not want to happen. So he time jumps again. In preventing Shiro from becoming Archer, he has to protect Sakura. Or rather, not protect Sakura in this case. Which allows for some really, really dark and deranged shit that happens that you can only go watch in the movies, and I'm not going to discuss here, but it results in her losing her fucking mind and being consumed by the shadow. The shadow is so powerful that it turns Saber into an altar by yeeting Saber from her and causing Shiro to bond with Medusa, and ending up with the Jeweled Sword of Zelrech being used by Rin and her being persecuted as a criminal by the Clock Tower. Which means that ending then eventually where Shiro basically dies because he gets Archer's arm grafted onto him to save his life, ends up causing so much damage to him that he has to have his body remade as a puppet by Aoko Aozaki. It's fucking wild, but that also means he basically can never leave Rin or Sakura's side ever again because he constantly needs an influx of mana that he cannot generate himself anymore. Yeah. This is why Unlimited Blade Works has to be the canon route. After that, we end up having... After that, we end up scooting a little bit further in the timeline to something that's not really covered here. Right? And it is a sequel series known as The Adventures of Almaloy, which basically covers the adventures of Rin, Shiro, Almaloy II, aka Waver from Zero, where they actually basically just continue the storyline up until the dissolution of the Clock Tower. Well, not the dissolution of the Clock Tower. I'm sorry, my mistake. The dissolution of the Holy Grail ritual as a whole. That's it. They dissolve the Holy Grail War. That's it. That's the end of Fate. They get rid of the Holy Grail. How great is that? How great is that? You don't have to worry about, all of this down here. Did you think I was going to forget about the nonsense that Grand Order brings? Did you? Because I sure didn't. We're going to start at the beginning of the FGO. We're going to start in just a moment, but I want you to understand. FGO is isolated from every other timeline at this point, other than the fact that the Holy Grail War happened once. Specifically, in the early 1800s, was not happened there. In fact, it happened in 2004. Only happened once. Now, the actual splits that happen here are not actual splits. It is mostly to give you concept of the context, because what ends up happening is and I know you can see it right here, they time travel. They bounce around times. In order, they go from 2004's Fuyuki, which the Holy Grail War fucked up in, 1431 at Orleans, which the 100 Years War fucked up, Septim, Rome fucked up, Okeanos, Greece fucked up. London fucked up. You know. And this is, by the way, the Jack the Ripper time. This is not anything else. E pluribus unum, aka the Civil War, fucked up. Camelot fucked up by a very specific situation of Camelot and Jerusalem getting mashed together. Gilgamesh found out Babylonia was trying to get fucked up by the villains and said, nah, fuck that, I'll summon the heroes here myself. And then fighting in a place removed from time and space. Then having your base completely decimated, and you have to go do it again in worlds that are trying to overwrite your own. Yeah. Meanwhile, Fate Grand Order Arcade basically does the same shit in a slightly different order. There's no way to show those splits in a way that will make sense. By the way, all of it is to correct what happened to the correct timeline. Then you end up having Moonlight Lost Room, Cosmos and the Lost Belt Arc 2 begins. Right, where you basically travel the world and try to be the hero 9 times over. And then, oh, by the way, God said, you kill too many people 9 times over. You have to sacrifice yourself for the world, and you now have to give up your humanity and no longer exist if you want to fix the world. What? Yeah. That's just the timeline, everybody. Now, I'm gonna close the Nasuvers window. I'm gonna close it. And I'm going to take a moment. I'm gonna get back on to playing the game, right? And I'm gonna have a moment and just I'm just gonna ask you a simple question, right? What if I told you that because of how Fate Grand Order does things, that we can't treat anything as canon anymore? But we have to treat everything as canon. High Enacity? Is this Insanity? From the Sanctuary? Or Ina? Okay. Welcome in, if you haven't been before. My name is Persephone. I'm playing Honkai. Messed up my name. Yeah, okay. Hi, Insanity. So, here's my problem, right? So much of Fate is what makes up the foundation of the Nasuvers, right? So much of it has interesting concepts, and so much of it has fun things to talk about logically. But, like, there's so many questions I have about it. There's so many things that I know about it. There's so many things I could literally deep dive into it after today. But, like, having done the timeline, I've still only scratched the surface for you. And I'm not going deeper unless you guys have questions. Because at this point, my research and my understanding of the games and the stories and the mechanics are so deep Again, I don't want to bring you guys here for days, so please just ask me questions. Right? Ask me questions about anything you want to know, like the magics, the species, why certain things are more important than others. Even if you have questions about the animes, go ahead. Ask me whatever you want. I could probably answer it for you. But just understand, you understand why I've taken so long doing this research. I'm like, I can't. I can't go deeper than this without losing my mind further. Yes, I did say further because I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I have learned the secrets of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I have found out why Trix love the magical taste of Lucky Charms. You know?
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Oh, actually, you know what? You want to know what? I haven't touched on one problem with the Fate universe. I haven't touched on one problem with the Fate universe. You want to know what it is? How the fuck they're in Honkai? Oh, would you guys like to know them? You want to know how they're in Honkai? I've been learning. Okay. Okay, so I'll do the melty blood one as soon as the ads are over. I'll do melty blood after the ads. Oh God, I'll explain that after the ads. But God, those are two examples that I want to give you. I want to tell you guys because some people don't actually understand why. Ushi can get melted, but Mashu has problem. No, Bobo. There's so much more to that. There's so many issues with that specifically. I wish. I'm gonna wait for the ads. I'm gonna wait for the ads. Oh. Happy place. Happy place. I'm taking the moment to breathe. I got a couple minutes. But yeah, no, it's going to be one of those. I like this team friendly not just with Saber with S. Just Saber as Silver Wolf 999. Yeah, it's a silly build right now, Cynical. Let's see. When synthesizing 2-star 2-cost teams of adventuring, fuck now. Characters that are 3-star 3-cost or equipped with 3 items gain 10% speed. Amplification 20% in its stacks across different conditions. Okay. I could. There's a 20% chance that 2 to 4 cost cards will appear in the store. We'll change it to Sparkle Sparks. Actually, we kind of need those. The 1-star Sparks will leave. Oh, she'll leave. No. Quantum mechanics. When total number of quantum stars resident characters reaches 3, 6, and 9, gains an additional synchronized frequency and seal. Okay, hold on. What does frequency do? Each stack enhances the ability of quantum resonance characters. Increases damage received by enemies by 30. Oh, okay. Okay. We'll grab quantum mechanics. And we'll grab a free seal. Anyways, so to explain how the Fate characters end up in Melty Blood. Independent action is the reason why for Saber, right? She just wanders in because there's the right type of mana in the area that allows her to just show up. There's not really much of a way to explain Saber, right? Dante travels dreams. Dante's travels dreams. That's his justification, right? Mash and Ushiwakamaru are specifically their Fate Grand Order counterparts as a result of a ray shift accident. That is the entire reason why they're there. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's how they're in Melty Blood. That's that's the summary. Mash got back in that Ushi got stuck there. Basically, it's a ray shift accident in a nutshell. But genuinely though, for the whole situation, why they're in the Honkai. This is the weird part. So if you don't know anything about Honkai, you don't know anything about Pinakoni. Pinakoni is a place where dreams literally overlap, right? They have a whole thing of stories becoming life, effectively. And as a result of that whole concept of stories becoming life, if you play the original collab, you end up they end up finding about a story from across worlds, across dimensions, about the Holy Grail War, and wanted to try to recreate it in Pinakoni, right? Well, because Pinakoni is a dream world, a dream-like state, things can happen. Things that happen that cannot normally happen in the real world of Honkai. Even though we literally have like Greek gods, digital entities, so on and so forth. From what I understand, there's a mixture of Aeons kind of at work at play at this point, going, so you think this would be funny? You want to know what would be funny? What if we brought actual people over here? What if we brought actual people? Like, so it's like, okay, wait a second. So who are we gonna bring? Who are we gonna bring? Let's bring super cool story person here. Okay, but they have connections. Fuck it, bring them too. You sure? Yeah, no, bring them. It's not like, you know, there'll probably be more knights like Lancelot, right? It's just King Arthur. Sir, Arthur was a woman. What? I thought Arthur was a man. No, the Arthur you brought over was a woman. So what about the knights? No. There's a lancer, not a Lancelot, but a lancer with her, and an archer. What do you mean no Lancelot? Yeah, no. There's lancer, not Lancelot, and an archer. But I wanted Lancelot. No. Lancer, lot. No, Lancer, lot. No, Lancer, lot. Lancer. But is he playable? No. Fuck it, I don't have to worry about it now. Just make the archer playable, it's fine. Not realizing, like, the situation. Welcome to Peter Cody, archer and saber. That's basically the reason why they're here. I want to know what the new storyline is gonna say, because we have Raid, we have Gilgamesh coming. How are they gonna justify them? Oh. But that's basically the storyline of how Saber and Archery got to Honkai. Any more questions? I'm sorry, I had to just take a moment and just bring myself down a little bit from it. Okay. You think we're good? Alright, I'm gonna stop recording now. Oh. There we go. The record is done. I can grab the audio. I can kind of connect everything how I want. I can cut out dead air. I can... I'm terrified how many gigs that video is going to be now. $10 gigs. That video is 10 gigs. That's gonna be Matsu, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, Matsu. I'm gonna have to ask him for editing that one. Oh. But yeah, no, so with that being said, I'm actually happy that I have all that done. I am actually happy I have all that done now. I can finally knock that off my checklist. I can kind of smile and be like, it is officially over. I am free. just take my model and take like the chains breaking mean happen. uh I think I'm gonna have to abandon the idea of having Saber on this team. Just because I'm gonna need Sparksy. Just P5 our send to Satania. Yeah, basically, right? What are you recommending I build here? You want the chainsaw? You want the chainsaw. What are you build? What is suggesting I build? I want to build that Firestorm Surge. No, you don't want to. You don't want to give it to me. Got it. I see how it is, game. Let's see. We can put Saradra now on here. And then let's see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we actually get something going right now. Let the shackles be released from the Monado, right? All right. But yeah, no, as a result, like, so, yeah. Tiger, not right now. I'm not, this is not the time for it. But, no, genuinely, that has been on my mind for so long, wanting to just sit down and explain that, right? And just get it off my chest and get all of that out into the open and get all of you guys informed about that. Like, I've been doing, there's so much research I've been doing just because it's been a lot. But like, I didn't want to just leave it languishing forever. And since, you know, I'm playing a game I can basically auto a little bit right now, I can just kind of relax and talk about it without too much detailed focus right now because we're playing Currency Wars. I will be, after this run though, I will be transferring over to story. I want Silver Wolf's Gurren Lagann glasses. Yeah, I can understand that. I wonder if there's a prop for it. If there's a prop for it, I could put them on. But you know, I'd have to figure that out. Actually, could I extract that model and like make the item up, make that mesh a prop? That's a question I have for later. Right? I think the only I'll say this. I'll also do a little bit of show off on my account. Although this account was made before I found out about my identity, so I'm unfortunately stuck with the male trailblazer. I keep on calling him Traveler because Hoya, but it's like male Trailblazer. Kalis? I want to say it's Kalis. And I'll show off kind of who's my main, who I have, what kind of shenanigans I'm playing right now. And no, I do not plan to call the male Trash Panda. That's a little much. Okay, so Sparksy is kind of destroying everything because of the skill point perk. Huh. Do I want Don Hung? Not particularly now. But I do want Sela. I want Sela on the team in some way, shape, or form. Which means I need to grab that and then just kind of start pumping. We're in phase 2, so... Go ahead, get some sleep for you. I need to do a food errand, but I'm likely to have to take a shower cold. All right, Tiger, you have a good night. Thanks for hanging out and letting me yap about the Fate universe a little bit. Also, when Rin hits this game, I will be doing my gacha rolls for it. Oh, he got flustered. He just wasn't ready for... He's just not being open about it. Let's see, if I remember correctly, Firestorm Surge. Synthesize, please. Thank you. There's tier 2 Sela, which means, yeah, total amount of stars. So that'd be 1 star, right? No, that you're not quantum resonance. 2 star, 3 star, 4, 5. That would be 6, 7. Okay. uh let's see. Yep, thank you, Tiger. I'll remember to do it this time. What would help you? You want the double chest piece. Okay. Night. Now we're gonna go fight Mecha. Oh god, is his name Pom Pom? I think his name's Pom Pom, right? Okay. Yeah, Alloy Mechatron King Pom Pom. I just saw the title. Can I, can we, not accidentally murder our team? I was about to say, how many skill points do we have? No, I saw the aha. Okay. Oh, I just realized how much of the screen I'm actually covering. Let me just for today. Normally I wouldn't make myself this small, but like there's a lot of information on that I was covering up. I didn't realize it, and I'm sorry, guys. This is one of the reasons I'm actually going to be making myself a new overlay. But that way I have like a little more designated of a spot. We have some like setup. We have like some better camera angles and everything, right? But I was looking down here specifically. I don't know if you can see. Can you see my mouse? Yeah, there it is. All the skill points, all the aha numbers I'm building up. It's kind of silly right now. Also, that get out of jail free card bonus, I didn't really actually even discuss. Basically, if he would hit 1%, he gets to come back up to 10% for that duration, for the duration of that attack, and not die. Like, excuse? Come on. So he got to do that mid-aha boost. Like, really? Come on. Really? Will you oh my god, I just lost all of my ability to take on the boss now. Damn it. Fuck. I'm annoyed. I'm pretty sure that was because of the yep, second plane enhancement. So he was buffed up. That's why he was able to fuck me up. Okay. I don't think I'm getting another Yao, so I'm gonna sell her. Let's see. Can I do anything that would be helpful? Hmm. We'll do that. Do you have anything that I can make right now that would be helpful? Not particularly. No. It seems kind of like I'm not in a would Cyrene be no. So the goal I'm trying to do is try to get my levels up high enough that I can reliably refresh for the big or yellow level people, because I'm looking for Archer. But I'm also trying to get enough slots that I can tuck in sealed for the quantum resonance bonus, because it says the more total number of quantum stars you have, resonance character stars you have, 3, 6, and 9, you get an additional stacks of synchronized frequency, which boosts enhance the abilities of quantum characters higher. So if I can get Sela on the team, that would be 4, so 3 stacks, and then I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars on the field. So I would get 2 extra stacks, which would then be like a lot of extra damage suddenly, because it's going from 30% per stack to 60% per stack, and I'm getting like 1 stack right now, 1 extra stack, so that's only total like 90. I'd go up to 3 stacks base plus 2 extra stacks, so 5 times 60, like 300% damage. It's a big jump.
Hydrate, you bastard! Hydrate!
Thank you, Cynical. And considering trying to mix in skill point and quantum, I'm looking for Archer, because quantum makes Archer do more damage, skill point makes Archer be able to fire more bow, which does a lot of damage. You kind of see what I'm trying to go for now? The problem is that I'm not doing so hot because I don't have Archer's raw damage or someone comparable for raw damage right now, which is why Sela needs to get put onto the team as soon as I get another slot. And then put Evidencia to the back. And you see how much damage I'm taking trying to get there. No, it's fine, it's fine. That's Memna Sprite. No. Blood Fame, no, I would not use that. I'm not going to lose all my gold points. When the Elation Bond is activated, Aha gains 40% damage application, select 1/4, and all of their gate equipment becomes that. Oh. Ooh, wait a second. Let's swap that out. Galactic Voyager. No, I wouldn't have enough Galactic Voyagers to matter. We'll go Aha's Amused. Ooh. Okay. Honestly, turning Aha into a knife only seems really good. So if I can go Star Cleaver Blade, right? And then can I get Boots? Boots. Which means I have Firestorm Surge, which makes them spamming their ultimates even better. And then I can do we'll do Combat Injector, and we'll give that to, or the Confidence Injector, right? And we'll give that to Sparkle. We can give the Sniper to Tribby. And we give this to Saradra? No. No, we'll give it to Sparkle. All right. Seala's on the team. You go to the back. All right. Now we're in the pursuit for Archer. Let's give the sniper to Trivy. Yeah, basically, right? Now, hopefully, this should helpfully get us to a point where we're not just, dying. Why are you giving it to Seala? Oh, it's probably because she's 2-star versus 1-star for the other two. That might be my problem. I'm dealing with... I don't have high rarity frontliners. That would probably be my problem. Or high starage, rather. Also, I love the fact that Silverwolf kind of like is a whole lot of memes all at once. Like her swiping her arm like the fucking Digivice from like the old Tamers game, the Tamers one anime. And then growing the wings like she's a fucking Digimon herself. Like, that's so silly. But it's thematically appropriate, considering she is basically gamer girl the game girl thing. You know what I mean? Ah. Are we? Can they die? Can we win, please? Please? Okay, thank you. Like I am in struggle central. Supply phase. You know, it's really funny you mentioned Sarah, Cyrene just a little bit ago. Decapitation operation. This is where to enemy elite and boss targets and boost weakness break efficiency by 40%. Right? I'll take the Saradra because I have Saradra sitting right there. Well, you've taken forever to show up, but you know you're not even level. You're not even getting leveled up anymore. Fushuan, getting her rank 2 would be important. We'll give the decapitation operation to Sparksy. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is when we get to the encounter node, I'm going to just kind of pull the plug on everything on the hoarding of my gold and go hunting, you know? Because we're getting to a point where it's like, we may not win this run since we're limping so badly right now. You know? Like, yeah, we're getting through these levels, but it's like, it's cutting it awfully close at the moment. Yep. There goes Silver Wolf, goes Tribby throwing rockets of herself at people. I want to learn what Tribby's all about soon, but like I have to get through Pinacone. But because there's a lot of questions I have about all the characters, like how the fuck do you explain Super Snowman, a Greek goddess, a child with a rocket launcher, and modern style clothing, and then video games, all in the same breath? I need answers. I understand. So, oh well, they're different planets, they're different worlds. I get it, but at the same time, how? Howst. You get what I mean? Does that kind of make sense? Why I'm confused at like how all these characters intersect stuff. I've been getting answers from like a couple people I play this with too, but like it's slow going. Encounter. What the fuck is that? Drag onto an advanced equipment to convert into the corresponding privileged. Drag onto a character to select one of their advanced equipment to convert into a privileged equipment. That... I don't think I can pull that off. let's retry this. Free refreshes. I'll take the free refreshes. We'll just go into the encounter. And then after we do the reward, we're gonna do the hard hunt. Because after that point, we're just not gonna have the reason, you know? The little acolytes who associated with men. What do you mean? What do you mean? And yes, I know my face was contained to the frame, but like, what do you mean? Cypher, Caster, and Tribute should not be in the same. What? How are they How are they even remotely connected? Like, Tribby is like 3 little girls firing rocket launchers. Cypher's like the cat thief with super speed, and Caster's just like, I am the hottest goth girl in pastel colors, and you'll die if you touch me. How are they connected? I'm confused. Cyrene is the connector? Okay. Like, I'm sorry, Cynical. The way how those 3 are connected, it's like 2.5 and a half and a half of a woman. Yes, I called Tribby 3 halves of a woman. Fight me. Did you play her? No, I didn't. No. No. Cynical, you have to understand. I played a little bit of Honkai before the first Fate event. Played for a little bit afterwards, and then I've only been playing for like the last month and a half again, since I found out that Rin and Gilgamesh are coming. And I'm starting to appreciate it now that I'm through Space China, because I'm not stuck in the drag that is Space China. But I also got some understanding of like some of the bosses, some of the motivations, why certain scenes and memes happen. Like, hey, you know, I'm the hot fox lady, and oops, my neck is broken. I actually have understanding of why that happens now. So like I'm not as lost with some of the. She's the last banner, latest banner currently with Final before Rain and Go. I know she's on there, and I know she's only good in some things due to like her only working with like, what are they sites? They're like ciphers or acolytes. There was a term they used for it, but it's like all these weird one-off characters all connect through her because she's like the main support for them, and she's like a big storyline thing. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know the word. Seraph? No, Seraph sounds wrong. It's like they're demigods or some shit like that. That's about all I can tell you about like how I understand she's connected, but I don't actually know the lore. Although I've played a couple events in basically Super Grease. And also, yes, I probably will never call them their proper names when it comes to places. Because I I can't unabridge them out of my brain for some reason. Because I have literally, it's like Snowball, Space China, Dreamland, Super Grease, and the arcade. That's about all I have them as names for in my head right now for. So I'm sorry if you hate me for calling the planets those names. Oh, it's alright. I practically know better. Alright, fair enough. Good. I'm glad I'm not alone in calling them silly names. Okay. Can we? There's like 7% left. Please finish this fight so we can start looking for Archer. Thank you. Okay, cool. 5 refreshes. Okay. This is now where we have to make a decision. We are looking for Archer. We're looking for Silverwolf. We're also kind of looking for Sparksy, because having a 2-star Sparksy will actually be really nice. There's 2-star Silverwolf. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think it's justifiable to put her to 4-star. While wearer is on the field, all enemies will inflict with fragility, increasing the damage taken by 35%. Yeah, sure. We will take that. And put it on her. Getting Evidencia up if we can would be probably really good because she spams Chrysos hair. Chrysos hair. Okay. We've done it. If I can get to level 10, I could just drop Archer in. If we could just get to level 10, we could just drop Archer in. And that means we'll have literally full... I've never been level 10 in Currency Wars. This is gonna be great! Yeah, Evernight, Cypher, Casters, and Tribute are all Chrysos hairs. Thank you. Nope. 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 Hi, Ryu. You know, I would love a root beer fellow. What would you like for gear? You want the lightsaber. You shall get the lightsaber. Now, you want the chainsaw? You want the chainsaw. Give me that. We're just gonna full equip Archer. Yeah, of course. We got 2-star Evidencia. Hell yeah. Let's see. Thank you. No such as Sirene's playtest. You have a whole party of errors because Sirene's gives unique effects based on the errors used on. Ah, okay. Oh, we had a chance. We had a chance to get a 2-star archer. I'm sad. All right, Pollux. Let's fuck it up. I need to see this. I need to see how many times you fire in a single turn, Archer. Come on. Give Archer a turn. It's all you... Archer just needs one turn. Come on. This is gonna be so... I'm sorry. By the way, how are you doing, Ryu? How was your little break from stream? Come on. Man, Aha is just... Are we gonna get through the first bar without Archer even firing a shot? Almost. Okay, first bar done without Archer. First bar done without Archer. That's the problem. This is how much shenanigans are going on. Unlimited blade works. And that's without him actually getting to use his skill yet. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he doesn't even get to finish his turn. No. And by the way, his special ability in Currency Wars is that as he uses his attacks, he just gets to freely equip people that have slots open. So everyone's getting stronger as he fights. Oh, we're almost done. Yeah, Archer literally swung this entire run for us right at the end. Jeez, and just also the number of times the elation perk is yep, he's gone. Doug's first deck with the Phantasm before or a whole quiver of arrows, right? I could have done, I didn't do great for the entire run, I'll be honest, but I was worth 1 rank up, which is, you know, nice. But we can actually see that the charts. Yeah, no, Sparksy, because of just how often she got her turn, she was doing more than Archer. Hmm. Let's grab our couple rewards here. You know, one more run and we basically have the entire battle pass for it laid out. Wait. Yeah, so, all right. Currency Wars is over. Let's grab our rewards for eating it. And let me and yes, we've been doing this entire Fate shenanigans while just standing as Archer. We've been playing the entire time as Archer. So, just because I'm going to take the moment and show off a little bit. Archer's gone, I'll be honest, due to my progression in the game, Archer is my most powerful character. He is the character I put the most investment in. He is the character I have the best relics on. You can see over here on the right, I have him at 72.8% crit and 154% crit damage. He's a little nutty. Right? So that Archer that you saw performing in Currency Wars, because of how Currency Wars works, was my Archer, not the provided one from the system. Light Cone is kind of not fantastic, all things considered, right? It's in space form right now, right? Actually, wait a second. I already have him with 16. Hold on. Do I really need that much more crit rate to make him better? 75 plus 15 is like, what, 90? Yeah. So I'm at like 90% crit rate with just this. What happens if I what does superimposing do for it? Oh. Wait a second. So that means I wouldn't have to change my relics if I got this just made this into a higher rank effectively. Would I need what, 2 or 3 then? Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, as of right now, is there a crit rate in here? There is a crit rate. Oh, if I just get one more of the light cone or craft essence, whatever, I'm gonna keep calling it craft essences by accident, right? If I just get into Ascension 6, I'm at 80% by base. I just get one of those fucking cards of boobies 100% crit rate. Oh, that's gross. Because he's already at 72. He's not that far off. Oh my god. Anyway, so this is my relic setup for him, if you're curious, right? Yeah, the headpiece has 16.8% crit rate. Uh-huh. Every roll was in crit rate. Attack and crit damage, attack and crit rate, crit rate, crit rate, and some tiny bit of speed, crit rate, and a lot of crit damage. Can you increase the visor? No. The visor is maxed out. The most I can do is hit reroll, but like, why? Why would I want to reroll it? Mm-hmm. Mm. So it's just like, yeah, about that. So they're all at plus 15, right? This was so literally my best gear. I think the only way I could really make them better is if I found a way to, like, if I do this right. Um, if I said, hey, I want to block HP from being enhanced, that's maybe the best I can do, and then hope it rolls into crit rate again and crit damage, right? But like, this is using some of those like really valuable rare things, you know. So it's a matter of like, it's specific. Also, I have an E1 archer, so I already have an E1. It's really nice to have, right? I also have Saber. Saber is nowhere near as invested. Like, I don't have her light cone. I don't have good relics. Well, they're actually pretty good relics on her. They're not great, but they're not good. Right? Like I like them, but they're not the best for her, all things considered. Because like right here, 17, so much for rolls went into defense here, right? But like as a result, she's almost 60% crit rate and crit damage. But like I don't have her light cone. I've done barely anything to her traces. It's base. She's base, and just not having E1 on her makes her really hard to use, apparently. So currently my main team is Archer, Sparksy, Whoa, and Summon Remembrance of Trailblazer. But even considering that, his relics are ass. Because I have not built him for shit. Like, they're not good. Not to mention, I'm also pre-farming a little bit for Rin. So, because I'm more than likely replacing him with Rin. More than likely. Other than that, like I have Castris and our light cone, right? I wanted the hot goth with the dragon. I'll be honest, Cynical. So far, my favorite Trailblazer, and this is without story spoilers. This is even though I'm aware I can just kind of go look at what's going on, right? You know, I can go look at all the forms. I've played with the Elation form as part of Currency Wars. It's pretty good. It's interesting, to say the least. Right? Remembrance is fun. It's cute. I love the idea of having like this little summon to deal true damage. I think it's a fine way to play games. I hate Harmony. And I'm sorry to say that. It's not that it's mechanically bad. I'm gonna be 100% about it. It's not because it's mechanically bad. Right. I think the whole stupid clock mascot tap dance milady fedora looking ass is just not for me. Like, I'm sorry. It's just no. Now, destruction's fine. I'm aware. I'm learning that, right, Cynical? I'm learning that very quickly. I'm in that part of the story. I'm actually gonna go to the story in a little bit. But I like Destruction because Destruction kind of is like the baseline. It was the way you're introduced to him. His kit is fine. It's pretty actually. I honestly, I like his kit still. But my current favorite one is the Preservation. I'm sorry. The way they introduced it and the way everything happened with it and happened with the story and the way he's actually a defensive unit and actually taunts and helps you with the damage mitigation and everything, he is my favorite. Also, casually taking your opponent's weapon, ripping it out of your chest, and going, "You missed," is so cool. God. Like that's what makes me happy about, like, I'm just gonna size myself back up to normal. But that makes me smile because, like, that's such a, oh god, that was such a cool moment. And then also the music during that scene was fantastic. Like, going through, and I don't mean just like the one song, I do mean that entire scene. That entire scene is the one reason I like, because I was playing through I think it's officially called Bellabog, right? Is it called Bellabog? I was playing through the snowball area. Bellabog, thank you. I was playing through that area and I'm like, okay, cool, the snow area, it's a desolate wasteland. We're actually here to help. You know, there's political issues going on. Like, the actual concept of the story at that point was really engaging and interesting to me, even if it was kind of a little lackluster, especially because I played it after Zenless. Understand that I played Honkai Star Rail after Zenless launched. Okay? So I had expectations, was kind of disappointed with it. You know, but I stuck through it. I enjoyed the story. When that fight happened, the entire sequence from entering the battle against Kokolia, then having her stab us through the chest and having the moment with the Eon of Preservation and just saying, "Oh, so you wish to forge yourself into a stronger form. All right. Let's heat up the forge." Right? And just having that song rip into existence as you pull this lance out and go, "Let's go," was so fucking cool. I think is the name of the song specifically what, Wildfire? Yeah. So like that, see that just like that that's what got me into like loving preservation already. Now, do I think preservation still probably stands up mechanically? I don't know. I don't know enough about the game to be able to say could I play preservation and be happy? No, probably not. Right. That's why I'm on Remembrance right now. Especially because also playing with action order is fun. So yeah, so as a result, I was just like, okay. Okay. Other characters I have Himiko, I have Luchoa, I have Welt. Oh. No.
Your explanation.
Oh, I've been done for like almost an hour now, hon. Oh, what's in the oh, claim. Oh, 4.4 is coming soon. Wait, when is 4.4? Is 4.4 when Rin hits? Himiko Nova? Ah, yep, it is when Rin hits. Oh, it's still using the Japanese voices. Oh, right, I didn't fix my voice. Okay, for context, I changed my settings to Japanese so I could hear the Japanese voices of the fake characters. Because, no, actually, surprisingly, that's not the problem. The English ones had a union, so they couldn't be able to participate in the Hoyoverse stuff. So in English, the characters don't have voices; they're just silent. So like, and it's oh, they got Gil's voice. They got Gil's voice right. Good. Okay. They are also very clearly playing into the chain of heaven, the wedge of heaven, chain of heaven thing going on with them, but that's fine. Yeah. Rin being cute as fuck for a light cone. Reincarnated Gil for his light cone makes sense. Yep. Log in, get free Gilgamesh or Archer. Right. Star Fate Star Rail Knight. Oh my god, they actually hold up. No, 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 you did not. You did not. Did you literally incorporate FGO's playstyle into Star? You did. Oh my god. Okay, so you see the card system here, right? In FGO, you have 5 cards to play with, like to determine your attacks for the team, right? So Buster, Quick, red, blue, green. Buster, Quick, Arts, right? And sometimes the Noble Phantasm attack for the ult. The fact that they literally implemented the mechanics of Fate Grand Order into Star Rail for their event is so cool. Oh my god. And then there's also a little Rin in a box right there as part of the rewards. That's cute. Right. Daily logins. Tower Stacker? Update to Currency Wars, which adds Himiko, Rin, and Gilgamesh. Planar Ornaments and Calyx double. Oh, another double drop rate's coming soon. Cool. Event Warp, obviously get those two reruns. Fate Unlimited Blade Works collaboration. Yep. And then phase 2 is gonna. Oh, Saradra. Oh, wait a second. Isn't Saradra like good with Archer and Rin? Or good with Archer? I'd have to look into that. Yes, love.
No need you just put some mods and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because better than not.
Scenes?
I'm getting black screen when there should be stuff happening on this.
I'll have to take a look into what your mod setup is over there, hon. Yeah. And then, yeah, it looks like they're actually continuing the Holy Grail storyline. And Except they're using the Imagine of what is that? Plan Arcadia or something like that. So wait, so Saber and Archer showed up because of Pinaconi's Dream World. So Rin is being pulled in by Plan Arcadia's effects? Interesting.
By the way,
And it's Sparksy new goth outfit. What? The Honkai crossover? Technically.
oh,
You know what? I explained it earlier already. I actually already explained it.
did you explain it to get it out of the way?
Yeah. No. Like, we're done. We have the timeline done. We've had some of the technicalities done. We're done. We're done. We got it done. I had my whole high speed rant. I'm gonna go take a quick trip to the bathroom, guys. We'll be right back for a little bit.
Welcome. 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 Welcome.
So, all right, we're back, everybody. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to story moding. At least for a little bit longer, right? Hold on. I still need, I might as well do it while we're right here. Sound. Where is the... Please? Okay, well, we're gonna have to download the English anyways. Fuck. Oh well. Yeah, give me just a second, hon.
Get it from the room. You get it from the room.
What? Here you go.
Oh, and you chew on round split, you feel that two of the most important components.
Breathing and swallowing. Okay. Alright. English voice acting is back. And I need to make sure I go into voice. And specifically use the Japanese voices for Archer and Seba. Because I like it when he chants the Ultimate Blade Works stuff when you
Isn't going to involve anything illegal.
before you obliterate somebody. Ooh, treasure chest. Door. All right, Sampo, what are you doing to me? What are we doing, Sampo? Why are you acting weird towards a young girl again? Except this time she's too polite to kick your ass.
It takes a long time to reach the other side on foot. How about we just bounce over there using the pinball machine?
Pinball. For travel.
Pinball machine? He is not fully acclimated to the dreamscape yet. This could get dangerous.
Uh-oh. That's problem shake.
Dangerous? Miss Firefly, we're in a beautiful dreamland crafted by the family. How could it be dangerous? This is the perfect place to have some thrills.
Didn't they just explain to us how we crash landed into the dream? Because it is dangerous to slip in without help?
Come on, pal. Show her what you're made of.
Well. Pinball a go-go, baby? Click to select the plate, expend energy to activate the plate, and close the plate to regain energy. When the plate is activated, you can set its rotation direction. You cannot activate any more plates if you do not have enough energy left. Reset all plates. Oh, so it's a puzzle mode. Connects the pinball on both sides by activating, closing, or rotating the plates. Okay, so it's a laser puzzle. Okay. Don't shake your soda. Okay. More puzzles. Is it weird that I like the little puzzle mini games as I'm exploring around? The ones that were in Space China were actually pretty good.
The lower level of the commercial district?
Bingo! Our destination is right there. Pepe Papeshi Salon. This is no ordinary salon. The only guests allowed to enter are the Papeshi people, or those with VIP cards. But then again, nothing is too difficult for Sampo.
Sampo, just shut up. I don't like Sampo at the moment. Okay. Pull the bird. Hi, bird. I won't come down after flying into the sky. I won't have you. All right. Bye, bird. It's a Pepeshi's just potato people.
Huh? Oh, it's you. You here to relax?
Right! I have two friends here who want to come with me. Any seats left inside?
How many of you?
3?
Show me your VIP card.
No problem. Here it is.
$10, it's a forgery.
About your friends. I've already seen yours.
Well, how can my friends have VIP cards when they've only just arrived? Can you make an exception and let them in? I'll provide my VIP card as guarantee that they won't cause any trouble.
We Falcon Punch everybody and get Sampo kicked out.
I can't break the rules. Please go home if you don't have the card.
That's fine.
Seems like we can't go in.
Yeah, I agree. Firefly, just, we can't go in. That's fine.
Just stay cool. Let me think of something. Got it.
Oh my god, no, Sampo, no. Don't push your luck.
Going in anymore. But could you help me pick up something I left inside? The moment of betrayal. The cloud of doubt and everlasting hatred. Just mention the clown's items.
Oh yeah, you are a clown, Sampo. Come on.
Understand what I mean.
Clown?
Just be patient. I'll explain everything when the time comes.
Sampo.
Sure thing. I'll deliver your message to her. Please wait here.
What are you doing?
Here's the items you asked for. Miss Thunderbolt said these alone wouldn't be enough. She wanted you to have these broken dreams. She said do with them as you see fit.
Miss Thunderbolt is such a thoughtful
Broken...
person.
Broken dreams?
Now, we're only short of one item, which we might be able to find in an arcade machine. Coincidentally,
Oh,
there's
no.
one at the salon entrance. Let's get moving. I want to show you something fun.
Okay. Emotion prototype. The moment of betrayal. Cloud of doubt, evening hatred, broken dreams. You'll always remember the trust and gentleness of that person, the persuasion and excitement of those people, and the surprised whisper of that person the moment you drew your dagger. Oh, geez. Okay. These have lore tied to them. Huh.
Is that a TV?
Yeah?
Why is this TV dumped on the side of the road?
I'm afraid you're mistaken, Miss Firefly. This is an arcade. This fine machine has a sense of aesthetics worthy of the dreamscape. It's nothing like the techie junk you see around Punk Lord.
Punk Lord?
Hey, how about you try touching it? And
What is
see
Punk Lord?
happens?
Is this a trap?
Well, I do think there's something fishy with this TV.
This belongs to the family. How could there be anything wrong with it? If you aren't up for it, I'll just do it.
The two almost synchronously turn their gaze towards you, perhaps more precisely, there's three of them, including the guy with the trembling oversized nose that's like... Seems like I'm left with no other options. Alright. Let's see. I just got an alert that somebody I know is going live. And considering I had my meltdown already a couple different times at this point. I am going to send you guys off with them if I can find where their name is. You know? There it is. Okay, we're gonna go raid Tibby. Tibby just revealed her model. Remember Anka Dance, but yeah, I'm gonna fix that. We're gonna go raid Tibby. Tibby just revealed a new model tonight, and we would have raided Hanedu, but she's like, hey, go over here if you guys can. So we'll be doing that. So see you guys later. We'll see you tomorrow, and we're gonna be playing Mouse PI tomorrow. Bye.
Welcome.
Or no, metaphor. Fuck.